Good afternoon, dear friends. It is Friday afternoon. We're getting ready for Shabbos. And here is your daily mitzvah for Shabbos. So feel free to listen to it now, before Shabbos, or tomorrow night after Shabbos. And here we go. We are moving now into a new theme. The past few days we've been in the theme of the correct character traits and character development. And today we begin the new theme of the laws and the mitzvahs of studying Torah. And today's mitzvah is that there's a mitzvah to teach others and your children the wisdom of the Torah, and that one should learn the Torah itself themselves. This comes from the verse of the Torah that we all say in the Shema, Vishinantam levanecha, and you shall teach it to your children. That's two words in the Torah are where this mitzvah comes from. Vishinantam levanecha. Now the Rambam is going to share with us three teachings from our sages about this mitzvah that give us the criteria for this mitzvah. And it's all based on the words, these two words, Vishinantam levanecha, and you shall teach it to your children. The word Vishinantam, and you shall teach it, or you shall learn, also comes from the Hebrew word which means sharp. So our sages teach that what is the criteria of studying Torah for yourself is that you should be sharp in your study, to the point that if somebody asks you about something that you have studied in Torah, you shouldn't start stuttering and stammering and hesitating and ecking and becking. Is that a Yiddish term? I don't know. Ecking and becking, that you're unclear with what you learned. I think I learned it. Maybe I learned it. I'm not sure what I learned. Rather, it should be smooth and clear and sharp coming out of your mouth, and you should be able to respond immediately. And that is the first criteria of this mitzvah. Not just you should study Torah, but you should be able to reach such a strong level of clarity and sharpness in your study. The second one is, the second word of the verse is, it says, Vishinantam levanecha, you shall teach it to your children. Say our sages, levanecha, your children, doesn't only mean children. It also means your students, which means you shall go out and seek other people, not only your immediate family, to teach them Torah. Because we see in many verses in the Torah, and it's a very big Jewish theme, that your students are called your children. And therefore, when the Torah says you shall teach your children, it doesn't only mean your physical children, it also means your spiritual children. And that is by finding other people and helping them learn Torah as well. And the third idea that the Rambam tells us, the third criteria of this mitzvah, is that when you look at this verse, it says, Vishinantam levanecha, you shall teach it to your children. It actually says, if you look at it carefully, levanecha really means you shall teach it to your sons. And that's also what it says in the continuation of the verse, V'limadatem osam es b'neichem, and you shall teach it to your sons. And our sages learn out from there, b'neichem v'loi b'nei seichem, your sons and not your daughters, meaning the mandatory obligation to study and to teach Torah is for men. Now the women still need to learn Torah, and they could and should and must. But it is not a mandatory obligation. This is a mitzvah which is an optional mitzvah for women. The obligation on a mandatory level is for men, optional for women. And those are the ideas that the Rambam teaches us about this mitzvah, the mitzvah to study Torah. And dear friends, with that, we have today's mitzvah for the daily mitzvah from the Rambam. I want to wish you all a wonderful Shabbos. We will see you all soon next week for our next mitzvah. Take care, everyone.